Hi. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Story Reckless. Also, hello, Nessio Squid. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm glad you enjoyed our little intro screen. I got some inside knowledge on that. We were laughing because we were talking about being old and not understanding.
We were talking about these like Twitch emotes and how like I tried to do a wave, but I couldn't do a wave because it doesn't like overlap with actual emotes. Like Twitch has its own ecosystem, and then we're like, "What's a pogger?"
Yeah,
didn't know.
Yeah, just talking about all kinds of stuff. What's chuggy mean? I don't know. Who knows? I know that my partner is probably rolling her eyes right now. Anyways, thank you and welcome back to Story Reckless. Let us get right to it, shall we? I'm Nathan. I will be your DM tonight. I use he, him pronouns, and let us pass it off to the players.
I'm Claire. My pronouns are they, them. I'm playing Quidam, half-elf grave cleric. Definitely not panicking right now.
And my name is Olive. I use they and she pronouns, and I'm playing Lovelace Centaur Barbarian. And I'm gonna run away so other people deal with the problems.
Well,
hey,
you're gonna go deal with the problem.
To go get other people to deal with the problem.
There you go. Oh, I think that little thing that Jay posted. Yeah, Pog Champ. Okay, well, Centarbarian. Okay, anyways, I'm getting distracted by chat. So last time, I'm doing a recap now. Last time, lots of crazy stuff happened. Quidam and Lovelace continued their investigation into where this slithering tracker may be. They kind of regrouped back at Lovelace's home to discuss the next plan of action, and they decided they're going to meet up with Otto later today after he gets off work to hopefully find out more information. But in the meantime,
but first, let's just pop by for a real quick visit.
Just real quick, let's just pop by Guthmir's, because they got beef with Hamhawk's slaughterhouse and the Delusker family. So let's just pop by, see what's going on. No big deal. They get there, and there's a troll in the basement that they're using to carve all the meat off and sell it to the populace. And it kills the employees, or at least 2 of them. And now they're dealing with a chained up troll in the basement. No longer chained up, because Quidam calmed it down and actually healed it, which is amazing. I love the compassion that both of your characters have.
Looking to last spell slot.
Yeah. And we now find ourselves in the basement of Guthmir's cured meats with this troll. Its legs are missing, just these little stumps that are slowly growing back. Parts of its body have been carved up, and you can see the interior bits within of its organs that are also starting to slowly grow back. There's one section in particular that has stitched itself back together due to the healing magic of Quidam. And this poor creature, which is pulling itself around in this basement with just its arms, is writhing and raging, smashing things, these pots of acid that are around, and the tables. Yes?
Question. Last session, you both described it pulling itself around the floor, and also that it had a collar, which I did not unlock.
You did not unlock. Thank you. I must have missed that. I think it's because you said you took the muzzle off, and I must have just, a lot was happening at the end of that session.
Yeah.
No, thank you for that attention to detail. Then yeah, I mean, I'd say that what it's doing is it's pulling on its neck, smashing the vials of acid after finishing eating the remains of the 2 employees it killed. And now it's just there trying to pull this collar off and tugging on the wall while Lovelace and Quidam, you are discussing what to do next. So why don't we pick up right there?
Run!
Okay. Yeah, so Lovelace's plan is to run to the one person in the healer's crew who likely speaks troll.
Yeah, I believe Kadam said who that was. Correct?
Yeah, Pavu Galirikanda. He's a well, yeah. Lovelace knows the information I was just about to give, and I would not waste time giving her information she already has.
Of
So
course. This is just a brief overview for the audience because you did shout Pavu, get Pavu. So Lovelace, you go running up the stairs, galloping, I guess. And are you gonna go out the front door or out the back?
No, out the back.
Okay, so as you go out the back, you can see the unconscious body of Livian lying there in the mud, bit of blood trickling down the forehead, and you're gonna.
She will keep.
Okay.
For later.
Head out towards. Oh, laptop plugged in. It's old and it's dying. So you go galloping out into Baldur's Gate proper, not Baldur's Gate proper, sorry, the outer city, towards Pavu's, which you know to be in the North Chapel neighborhood. As you run out into the street and start galloping towards North Chapel, you do see that one flaming fist. He takes note, but doesn't seem to do anything about it. Just, oh, there must be someone. But regardless, you know that they are still there. Mm-hmm. As you go running out into the busy streets. Quidam, what are you doing?
Sorry.
Oh no, I'm surprised. Thank you,
I'm
Nessius.
gonna go back down into the room and I'd say stand next to the door, probably a little bit out of the troll's reach again, just because I'm terrified out of my mind.
Okay.
Still, I'm probably doing this over and over and over again, but like relaxing neck, shoulders, abs, just to both appear unthreatening and also to project this aura of calm and relaxation and ideally safety.
Okay. Well, while you are doing that, the troll is pulling on that manacle around its neck. Using both of its arms now, it's starting to pull against the wall, and you can start to hear it. And you hear something as one of the chains snaps, and it lurches forward.
All right, is it like free of the wall?
You see the chain start dangling down by its neck as it.
All right. Hey, friend. I will show the key again. I can get that and the one on your wrist off. Do you want me to just take the metal off?
Both. Remind me again, because I had two manacles. Did you let both of them out, right? Or the one it had snapped, the other one you would let go?
Yeah, the one it had snapped is, I imagine, still on the wrist.
Yeah, still dangling there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one you actually undid. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're holding the key out. It's looking towards you. And it slaps one of its big, meaty hands on the stone before you. And it starts pulling itself towards you, reaches out with its other hand,
Go towards.
and it just grabs onto your hand and yanks you across the room towards the manacle on its arm and kind of just slaps the key into it.
Yeah, here, and I will unlock that. With all of this, I am moving slowly and steadily, both so that it knows what I'm up to and also to take up time.
Okay.
So wrist and neck.
Okay. It allows you. It slowly lets go, and you start to unlock the wrist and the neck. Once those are free and they onto the stone, do you do anything else?
I'd like you to stay here. I know we can't understand each other well. Quidam. My name is Quidam. What's yours?
I know I had you do a persuasion check last time, but let's have you do one more here to see if you can maybe get through.
Wait, is that? Yeah, okay. 12.
It looks at you as you're saying this. And it puts a big hand on your shoulder and just pushes you out of the way. And it starts across the stone towards the stairs. And then it grabs onto the side of the door, having to kind of squeeze in between this narrow doorway. It looks like it's going to leave.
There ain't really space for me to get in front of it, is there?
You could certainly try as it's about to go through the door. You want to try to push in front of it?
I don't want to try and push. I want to go up and like put my hand on its shoulder and like gesture. Can I go first? I want to make sure things are safe.
I mean, you already did your check. I think you do that and it just pushes you into the wall and just starts squeezing into this narrow space.
Okay, I'm just gonna follow it up.
Okay. So it squeezes in to this small narrow space and starts putting its big claws into the brick, and you see it kind of into the stone itself as it starts pulling itself up the stairs. You're gonna follow behind?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm not gonna help, but I'm not gonna hinder either.
Okay. Okay. It gets to the top of the stairs. Let's go to the other map here. Okay. Lovelace gone. Oh boy. Okay. Move you over there. Okay. So, Quidam, you are following this thing up the stairs. It gets to the top of the stairs and it places one big hand on the edge of the door frame that leads outside where Lovelace had just run out and pulls itself up. Yeah.
I will open the door to the rest of the shop for it.
Okay, so you're gonna
gesture.
shimmy past because it's door.
It's a large
door,
creature,
and it's a large creature. So you're gonna have to like squeeze past it.
I will do that right now. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, just do a dex check just to squeeze on past this big boy.
This will go real well. 13.
It is witch dice. 13. Okay, you squeeze through as it's starting to pull itself towards the exterior, and then it feels you squishing past it, and it kind of looks, and you pull the door open.
Through here.
And then it pulls itself into the butcher shop, and you hear like a bunch of crunching glass from where that shelf had fallen over and wood splintering as it's
I'm sure I'll smell the spices.
Yes, and it just spills out into this room, almost like bloop, popping through this door frame as it tumbles into the room, and you hear a and as you look through, you see its big hand slapped the butcher counter and kind of caved it in a bit. Bits of meat kind of onto the ground.
I would like to make as much meat accessible to it as possible. So if that means like pulling things down from the ceiling, I remember that was the other place that I grabbed a chicken from my pot. But yeah, opening drawers and doors and yeah, making it as easy as possible for it to get as much food as it wants.
Okay.
Where am I?
Yeah, you're running across town. We're about to cut to you. I want to do one more because this is kind of a turning point here. God. I know I keep having you do persuasion checks, but like, let's do one more. This is going to be kind of make or break whether you can keep this thing in the shop or not.
All right.
You got this, Quidam.
Okay, that ain't bad. That definitely ain't bad. 23.
What do you mean not bad? That's great.
That's not bad for me.
Yeah, so good point, Operation. There is some of the meat there that you see it, looks at it and goes, and it just slaps it and it goes into the walls.
Okay.
One
I
of the
was wondering if we were going to be starting auto cannibalism here.
Yeah. One of the
that's
things of
reassuring.
meat does slap into the wood shutters, and it kind of makes a loud as it onto the ground. And you gesture towards what kind of meat do you think you're gesturing towards that's sitting there?
Well, Livy was talking about pigs, so probably pork.
Okay, yeah, you can see like there are what look very clearly to be pork legs, and not that. You can tell now like which is the troll meat, which is the pork meat. And there is some legitimate meat in here. It's not all troll meat.
I figured.
So you gesture to it as it and it just reaches past you, grabbing onto the leg and starts chomping down this meat. And while it's doing that, we cut back to Lovelace, who you are currently rushing across town to the edge of Northchapel as you and you can see as you get deeper into the neighborhood the big like almost log cabin style home of Pavu. Just these big hewn logs that seem to have been stacked up Lincoln log style to build this rather tall peaked roof house. Still, smashed in and small like most of the buildings in the outer city, but it's very tall in its structure. And you want to just go up and slam on the door?
Yeah, pounding. Dunk, 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 dunk.
Okay.
Pavu!
Okay. Take a moment of bated breath, and then you hear some heavy footsteps approaching, and the door swings open, and you see standing there before you this 8-foot tall, slate gray skin covered in these black tattoos, arms, just these forearms are like steel on them. And they look, this large gentleman looks like he's built like a pit fighter as he looks down at you, and he's holding a straight edge razor in one hand and has a little cloth over his shoulder with a bit of like cream still kind of in his hand, looking down at you. And you see this like small halfling in the back just covered in like foam, who just looks over at you standing there, and Pavu just leans over.
Lovelace!
Pavu, this is an emergency. And then kind of like in lower tones. There's a troll in a butcher shop that is about to go on a rampage unless we can speak with it. Do you speak troll? And if so, we need to go.
I don't speak troll, but I do speak giant. It's a good chance of can hold on just a moment. I'll be with you in just a moment.
Okay, time is of the essence.
Yes, I understand. I'm running a business. Hold on.
Slams the door, and you hear some kind of muffled talking, some kind of higher tones of disagreement. Just some like, and after a few moments, the door slams open, and you see this halfling wiping off this like foam, looking kind of perturbed back at Pavu.
I'm so please. I'm sorry. Look, I'll do the next shave. No charge. I just need to go deal with something. I'm part of the healers crew.
Well, I booked this appointment weeks ago. As this halfling goes rushing out.
Okay, sorry. I'm doing pretty well with my getting back into my barber business.
No worries at all. Let's talk while going.
Go. Okay, let's go.
As Pavu starts rushing back to the place with you. Let us do an athletics check for you, Lovelace, to see if you can rush back with Pavu to get back in time before the troll finishes devouring all the meat.
I'm gonna say the same thing as Claire. I'm not too bad at that. Let's see how that goes. That's an 11.
Ooh.
It's above a 10.
It's above a 10. Okay, you go rushing back towards the shop while Quidam, you're there as this troll is just greedily devouring all of the meat and periodically grabbing bits, sniffing it, and just throwing it as it against the wooden shutters. As you are approaching Lovelace, you see that flaming fist guard is kind of standing up and looking towards the shop, and as you are approaching, you see one of the shutters kind of, and it like snaps a little, and the flaming fist is kind of looking a bit concerned in that direction.
Is there like... So I run an ambulance in the city, right?
Yeah, pretty
is there,
much,
like,
yeah.
a way that I like clear the streets, or like is there an ambulance siren, like a bell or something?
So the
You
thing is,
just
like,
go, wee-oo.
the thing is, I think that the way that the healer's crew is, since it's not really, I mean, it's like official, but not like necessarily recognized by the Flaming Fist and by the Patriars and all that.
Yep.
I don't think necessarily you would have. I don't know. Maybe you have a bell, but in most cases, if there's Flaming Fists, they're probably not gonna like respond to it.
Okay, well, this is good enough. Like, just as long as it's a signal that it's being handled.
Okay. So you want to pull, like, we'll say you have a bell. You're like, your medieval ambulance bell. Renaissance era.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. So is
Yeah,
it a cowbell? But you pull your bell out and start wailing on it, which immediately gets the attention of the Flaming Fist, which looks towards you.
Looking at me and not the butcher shop?
Yep.
Fantastic.
You do see other people are now stopping in the street looking towards you, especially locals who know what this means. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go up to the front of the butcher shop, say, Pavu, there's a door around back. There's a person injured. Don't worry about her right now. Go inside. You'll find the troll. I'll handle things out here.
Okay. As you are saying that, you hear footsteps approaching. I'll say you just finish the sentence troll before this person gets too close to you.
Okay.
But as you look over, you see that soldier is approaching and looks down at you and just says, is there a problem here?
One of the butchers had a bit of an accident down in the basement, and the healer's crew is taking care of it. Pavu?
Oh, yeah, I'll be right on it.
And Pavu starts running towards the back.
Which butcher? This is, Lady Livian's place.
Yep. One of her employees.
Make a persuasion check for me. Or deception, actually. This would be deception.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
they did
cool.
get injured.
They did.
Yeah, is it a deception? Yeah, it is.
It is. Are you proficient in deception?
This is gonna be a flat D20 roll.
Okay.
Do love these.
Oh,
That's 2. That's
okay.
a 2.
Okay.
That's a 2. That's a 2.
All right. Well, this soldier looks at you and goes,
All right, well, I'm gonna need to come with you. Make sure everything's all okay in there. This is Lady Livian's place.
Okay.
I'll follow you.
Gonna go around back, hoping to God the troll's not out back yet.
okay, so while you start going around the back, yeah, go ahead.
And the plan is to close the door to the shop and bring him to the fallen
Okay.
person and totally divert this whole situation
Okay.
there.
All right. So Pavu runs around back as you start going around the corner.
I just needed to stall him long enough.
And Pavu's ahead of you. So Quidam, as this troll is making its way through the shop, starting to get towards the end of what remains, you hear footsteps and see the large form of Pavu step in and then
Thank
look
God.
wide-eyed towards this troll in the corner, then look down at you, Quidam.
Are you all right?
Yep. Do you speak troll?
I speak giant, which should. How has this thing not killed you?
Oh, we've been talking. Not in. Well, I'll explain later. Please explain to it that it needs to stay here for a little bit.
It's a troll, Quidam.
I know.
Okay. Are you armed?
Barely.
Okay.
Reaches over and just like grabs a butcher knife,
I'm just.
slides it into his back, like just kind of out of sight.
I'm just in case. I'm not gonna kill it.
I don't think you were. It's seen a lot of knives recently, Pavu.
What? You have to tell me later.
As he looks towards, and this thing is just
Biru Sira.
has it.
Okay. You got this, Pavu.
And
I'm gonna
Pavu.
cast guidance on him.
Okay. Pavu starts to talk to this troll. And I gotta figure out how to resolve this. Let's see. I guess I'm gonna have Pavu roll a check for this. Let's see. I just don't know if this makes sense. I didn't really have a stat block ready for Pavu. Okay, sure. I'll just use this. We'll say, I think based on the backstory here, this makes sense. Okay, so I'll use the stat block, and yeah, it's just a straight roll. And you're casting guidance, so a D4.
Yep.
Okay.
Plus a D4.
Okay.
And use the help action for advantage.
Oh, it's a 6. Okay. Here we go. God, an 8.
And use the help action for advantage.
I mean, how else are you gonna help?
I mean, I don't know how things are going until I see a reaction from the troll. I don't know that. I don't know that I can give advantage here.
Okay. Well, Pavu starts talking to it. It does stop, and it seems to have a like there's realization that comes across its eye. It understands what Pavu is saying, and it kind of starts sliding across the ground towards Pavu, who starts kind of backing up, and you see Pavu place a hand on and say something, and then you catch Pavu in there. And you see them like trying to calm this thing down, as it starts crawling towards Pavu and just grabs onto the butcher table as the wood starts splintering, and you hear it start to bellow towards Pavu, not keeping its voice lower. As Lovelace and the soldier, you come around the corner and you can see that Livian is there, passed out on the ground. And the soldier immediately recognizes,
You said it was one of Livian's employees! This is a patriarch!
no. He rushes over.
How did you not know?
And as he's saying that, you suddenly hear, muffled through the wall, this and the guard suddenly stops.
What was that?
I didn't hear anything.
He pushes past you towards the door.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything.
Okay. He grabs onto the door as you hear this rumbling within as it's getting louder. Quidam, you see the troll is seeming to get more and more upset with Pavu. If you're gonna do something, the
Yeah.
guard is going in.
Yeah, it's
But
like, I
what are you
need
gonna
help with the patriarch. You're going to leave her?
He stops for a second. What is that? That does not sound. That sounds like some kind of monster.
I don't know about that. What I do know is that there's a patriarch in front of us that needs help.
I understand. You deal with the patriarch. I'm gonna see what's in there. What are you doing?
Where do I take her? I'm stalling.
Stalling.
Where do I
Okay.
take her?
Okay. Kadam,
Like,
you're
come
starting.
get her out into the street.
You're
at
starting
least.
to hear shouting outside from Lovelace and this guard.
There ain't nothing I can do about that right
Yep.
now.
Yeah.
But I will step in front of Pavu. And again, I think sit down on the ground so I am face height with this troll.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to hold out my hand again and hold Cure Wounds
Okay.
out.
All right.
And
You.
say,
Mhm.
please stay here with us. We can get you out. If you go out, you will be killed.
And you see Pavu turn and start recounting what you say to it, and it seems to kind of be, it's like looking between the two of you. The guard is trying to push past you to get into the door, Lovelace.
Pavu can get loud. You saw him. He's a big guy.
Okay, one more deception check for that. This is gonna be really hard to convince this guard.
That's a 16.
Oh my god! The guard
Just
is,
help me
yeah,
get
the
her to
guard.
safety.
So the guard is trying to push past you, and you say this. They stop and look at you,
I don't know
and
what
they
to do.
don't hear any shouting from within, as the troll has now gotten quiet, as it's looking at you, Kadam, and you're holding your hand out towards it. Fine, okay, let's get her. Come on. And he
To the hospital, quick.
moves towards you. All right, what do you need me to do? We need to get her into safety as soon as possible.
Help me carry her to the hospital.
Right, okay. Shall I put her on your back?
That's not stable. People fall off. We're gonna have to both support her ourselves.
All right, all right.
Get her out into the street and then maybe make some kind of stretcher.
All right, and he gets on the other side,
Okay.
grabbing her by the legs, grab her by the arms,
Mhm.
lift her up, and start going. You can kind of hear some low, rumbling words on the other side of the door, as this troll is looking at you, Kadam, and Pavu looks towards you and just says,
He just wants to go now. There's no
That-
reason to trust us. This thing is, I don't think we can keep it here much longer.
I'll look back at the troll. I'm still holding Cure Wounds for, if it wants it. It makes nothing but sense for you to want to go. I would not want to be here either. We want you to go. We also want you to stay alive.
Pavu starts telling the troll this. He looks towards you.
He seems to think he can just smash everyone here and he doesn't need us. Kinda has a point.
There are so many, many people with weapons and magic that will kill you. We can hide you. We can get you out of the city.
Okay. All right. This is gonna be the last check. And then this thing is gonna. This is it. You've done everything you can. This is the last
Absolutely.
one. I'm gonna. The DC is lower, because you have a translator.
It's another 23.
Jesus, Kadam. Okay. So, Lovelace, as you get out into the street, and you see now there's many people that are gathering around. They see as they're bringing Livian out and laying Livian down, you hear gasps, and within there's this moment, Quidam, where you're staring at this giant troll in front of you. You can feel the hot breath on your face and the stench coming off of it. Just looking towards you. And it just smacks a piece of meat that just goes sailing across the room and
You bastard.
probably just
All right. He's willing to stay here for now.
Thank you so much. And I'm sure 6 seconds has gone by, so
definitely
that's gone.
that cure wounds is gone. Wow, yeah. You're not gonna cast it on the
Well, I was holding it
Yeah.
like I did before, so that the troll could opt in if it wanted.
Okay.
But-
I don't think it didn't quite get that, but yeah. So
Okay,
you would have had to like grab onto it. So okay.
that's fine.
I appreciate the honesty, and that's incredible. So yeah, the you just well, you're not there, Lovelace, but Quidam, you feel that warmth just leave your hand, and there's just a slight bit of like kind of ethereal glow that just kind of off your hand, and it dissipates into nothing. So, Lovelace, what are you doing now that you're out in the street with this guard? You gonna try to just carry it all the way into the outer city? God, upper city, outer city, inner city,
Lower
city, lower city.
I'm trying to think if there's like a way I can convince this guy to go.
I know what he does. He so now you're
Yeah.
out in the street. He looks at you and says, "All right, I gotta go get my captain. We need to get to the Basilisk Gate right now. As soon as let's start going that way now. Ready?
Oh God, I guess so. Yeah, we need to get her to a hospital now.
Yes, that's why we need to get to the
Okay,
captain
let's
as
go.
soon as possible. All right, hold on. Okay. And he
Wait,
starts,
go get the captain. There's no time for that. She's bleeding out.
Yes, let's go. And he starts. You both of you start going
Yeah,
towards the
I
gate,
guess
and he
I
leans
gotta-
over his shoulder and just starts shouting, towards the gate.
It's the best
Help!
I'm gonna be able to do.
Patria needs assistance. Lady Livian is injured. Patria! And just starts shouting towards the Basilisk Gate as he is taking her
Ding,
with
ding,
you,
ding, ding, ding.
and you're ringing your bell. So the two of you are going off,
I guess, yeah, I'm
Okay,
ditching. I got
okay.
to ditch.
ditching
In order
Quidam.
to keep them, I don't know how to keep people from coming in.
Okay, so you leave this place as this huge crowd is now gathered and just watches this patriarch being carried out down the street by a flaming fist guard and you. And as you're going, you see that this guard looks really nervous as they're looking around at all of these people that are now starting to gather and follow you. Quidam, what is
Yeah.
your plan? You have this thing contained for a bit.
Yep.
I guess Pavu says this to you.
Quidam, what is the plan? I can talk to this thing for a little, but what do
Yeah.
you...
We need the ambulance. It's covered. I think it'll fit this person. We can get it out of the city.
So real quick, I imagined the ambulance as being kind of more like rickshaw sized, like just for small humanoids, because Lovelace and perhaps other centaurs, maybe even Pavu, are the ones who kind of lug it around, not necessarily a big wagon.
Oh, all right.
That was my
imagining, like, a
interpretation of
covered
it.
wagon, but we never discussed the specifics.
Yeah, that's how I always pictured it. I don't know, Olive, like, for what did you think?
Might have crews definitely seem like we could have access to a large wagon.
To a wagon?
Like
for
even if it's not
supplies?
the
Okay.
ambulance proper.
I got you. I know what he'll say. He kind of looks over at this massive troll.
I don't think that'll quite do it. I think Melissa will have access to a wagon. She's delivering lots of supplies to the apothecaries. That might work.
All right.
Okay. We're gonna have to. Well, oh God, do you want me to stay here and you go get her? You're gonna have to convince her to let us use that wagon.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go too.
Yeah, you're probably a faster runner than I am, but also
Alright.
you speak giant.
That's kind of what I figured.
Why don't you go get Melissa and the wagon?
Okay. Okay.
Oh, we know so much more about the Slytherin tracker. This is all related, I promise. I would love to tell everyone about that later.
Okay. Yeah. I'll go get her. I think I can convince her to come here, but I think you should be the one to tell her about the troll.
Okay.
I'll bring her here with the wagon. I'll tell her we just gotta pick up some supplies, and then
And
keep
that it's an
things calm.
emergency.
I'll say it's an emergency.
Time is of the essence.
Okay,
I do not
yeah,
know
yeah,
where
I'll-
Lovelace has gone.
Yeah, where is she? He kind of. Okay, no time for that. All right, I'll go get her. I'll bring her here, and hopefully this will work out. Okay.
He goes running out, and you are left there with the troll as it watches Pavu leave and then looks towards you.
Yeah, I didn't even ask your name. I'm so sorry. It's rather impolite of me.
Just reaches over at whatever little bit of meat is left, pulls it off, and and you can see now that bits of it are starting to grow even more. Like you see what looks to be little toes are starting to off the little nubs at the bottom. Okay, so Pavu's gonna run off and try to get Melissa over here. Lovelace, you're going off with this Patriarch and one Flaming Fist Guard towards the Basilisk Gate. Roll a d20 for me.
Are you seriously rolling random encounters right now, Nathan?
Roll a d20 for me, please.
6.
Okay. So, as you are trying to get this Patriarch towards the Basilisk Gate, working your way down this busy street, and you're just seeing more and more of individuals just stopping whatever they're doing and gasping, looking at this. At one point, you're getting close to Hamhawks, and you see you see Otto kind of leaning out the door, going, "Oh, geez," as you're trying to get this woman, this unconscious Patriarch, towards the Basilisk Gate, and you can see there are a few individuals that are just clocking this, and you see some of them starting to circle ahead of you, trying to get in ahead, and you see this guard just nervously looking.
Oh, I shouldn't have said. I shouldn't have said something. I shouldn't have been so loud about saying.
And then you hear a booming voice from the Basilisk Gate call out. And you turn to see a contingent of Flaming Fists start marching out of the gate, and those shady individuals pulling back out of the crowd away. Help! He's pulling this Patriarch towards the gate with your bell. And you are able to get there with the Flaming Fists. This huge contingent of Flaming Fists come out. They all start helping to pick up Lady Livian, and you see some of the Flaming Fists coming out with one of those hand-drawn carts to lay her down in it. And as this is all happening, you can see over at Hamhawks, Master Delusker kind of lean out the door, watching this all go down as
I
you're
don't got time for this,
getting
dude.
pulled towards the Basilisk Gate. As all these soldiers, though, are swarming and bringing Lady Livian towards the gate.
I would like to just slip away.
Okay, make a stealth check, because as you are getting ready to slip away, you see the guard is talking to clearly the captain, and is starting to look towards you to point.
Yep, I would love to just
Okay, make that
slip
stealth
away and
check.
make confusion. Oh my
Oh,
god, I cannot roll today! Oh,
amazing! I love
yeah,
it.
that cost me.
I love it. Yeah, this woman in this like flaming fist tabard, you can see the insignia that designates them as being a captain, and they're wearing this thicker chainmail armor. And the guard like points towards you, and they look as you're starting to kind of slip away, and they hold a finger up and start briskly walking towards you. And as she gets up to you, you can see she has this like square jaw, bobbed hair, this kind of bigger armored pads on her shoulders, and she comes up to you, straight spined, looking probably eye level with you. Good day there, madam. I was informed by my guard here that you were the one to be assisting with Lady Livian. I would like a full report of what happened, how did she end up in this state, and I would like to bring a contingent of my men to the scene of the crime of where this happened.
You'll have to ask her exactly what happened.
Well, please recount what you saw.
Yeah, we heard a noise. Healer's Guild is looking into the Slithering Tracker series of murders, which has been going on uninvestigated. The mysterious string of murders that's been happening throughout the lower city. You may have heard of it.
Well, there's quite a few of murders in the outer city. Don't really pay too much mind. It seems to be a daily occurrence. So I'm afraid I don't know exactly what you're talking about.
We were looking into
she turns
those.
and starts snapping, and you see some soldiers lining up behind her. We should walk and talk.
Okay.
And starts walking towards back towards Guthmir's. And basically just starts grilling you as
Yeah,
you
I'm
are
gonna
getting
give her a
led.
full report, starting with us going to Candlekeep.
Okay. Okay. As that is all happening and they're getting led towards Guthmir's, Lovelace, as you are approaching, you do see coming down the road, Pavu is currently talking to, you recognize as Melissa, this, let's see. Yeah, this blonde, heavy-set woman who is currently leading a mule with this big covered wagon towards the Guthmirs, and is kind of like scrunched face, like asking a lot of questions as Pavu is eagerly talking and like leading them around the backside of Guthmirs. You're probably about 2 blocks away from this, but you clearly clock Pavu and Melissa going around the backside of Guthmirs.
Do they see us?
No, Pavu is like deeply engaged with this like conversation with Melissa right now.
Okay, I just want to stall by talking about on the way there.
Mm-hmm.
Can like we pause outside of the other butcher shop, and like I can like talk. I can talk a little bit, being like, yeah, so like a lot of employees have been going missing here. We think that there's a series of murders.
That's all fine and well, but what does this have to do with Lady
Well,
Livian?
it's the butcher shop. It's all connected. I can't just like. You wanted a full report. You want the context, yes? I'm telling you what I can give you.
Very well.
And I think I continue to recount.
Mhm.
I guess
Okay.
like each one of the murders of the people that we found.
Okay. Okay.
And like she has to like push me past like every intersection.
Okay. You are able to buy some time doing that as Quidam, you sitting there with this troll, it eventually finishes eating its food, and then it just kind of like pulls itself into a corner and just kind of huffs and watches you. After probably 20 minutes,
I will, at that point, have taken out my knitting. That's way too long to be sitting doing nothing.
okay, so you start knitting there with a troll in a wrecked butcher shop with little bits of cured troll meat in the corners, broken tables, broken shelves, and this big stinky troll as its legs are slowly regrowing. And Quidam calmly pulls out some crochet needles and starts Is that right? Yeah, it starts to knitting needles, I guess.
Yeah,
It starts to
knitting
knit.
needles.
Yeah. Yeah. You start knitting, and
I'm making baby booties, matching pair of baby booties for Orla's
course.
twins.
oh man, knitted troll socks. This is amazing. So you're knitting these little baby booties, as this troll is just sitting there watching you. And you just keep on knitting until eventually you hear some padded footsteps coming through the stone. And you see Pavu poke around the corner.
Quidam,
Yeah,
Melissa needs to speak with you for a moment.
that makes sense.
Oh, yeah,
He starts speaking back in giant, trying to...
should really go speak to Melissa right now.
Going.
Okay, head out. You see Melissa standing there.
Melissa, God's all bless. We have a very injured troll, both physically and spiritually, in there. I know. Please run with me for a moment.
All right, now you're gonna have to back way up here
Nope.
for me.
I will explain fully.
Pavu
later.
said that you needed a bigger wagon because there were multiple people injured. He did not say anything about no troll.
This troll is large and injured.
Then why don't you kill it? What are you doing with the troll?
No, I have already healed it. I'm not going to reverse any of that work.
You healed the troll?
Melissa, please. I would really like to get this troll out of here alive. It has
Quidam, bless
been
your heart.
tortured.
You are just one of a kind. All right,
If-
explain it to me. What's going on? He says being tortured?
Yeah. The butcher here has been keeping it in their basement and carving it up live and selling its meat.
Oh dear. This Guthmir's? Oh.
Yeah. I would like that to stop happening.
See, she kind of scratches this wart that's growing on her chin over here. They were selling the meat here.
Oh, Melissa.
Look, their prices were so much cheaper than ham hocks.
Then you probably have not eaten troll. We asked about pricing and it was quite expensive. I would like to put the troll in the wagon and take the troll out of town.
You want to put a troll in my wagon?
I do.
Tell me it's a troll. What? Oh,
We have a bit of a rapport. And
you have a
Pavu-
rapport with a troll?
I do. Actually, now that I say that, I'm rather pleased about that.
All right.
Pavu speaks the same language as the troll. We are able to communicate.
All right, go ahead, make this persuasion check to convince Melissa of this. As Lovelace, you are getting kind of ushered towards Guthmir's by this captain who is just trying to hurry you up. Yes, I don't quite understand what this has to do with Livian, but please, I just want to bring everybody to where the scene of this crime was.
What you might be walking into here. Like, there's magical deaths. People are getting drowned. That doesn't appear to be what's happening with Livian, but I didn't look at her too closely. Did you? Should we go see if she's got any water in her lungs? I just want us all to be safe.
Quidam.
I know you look very capable, and I know Flaming Fists are so good at their jobs because they walk in knowing what the dangers are.
So Lovelace, as you're doing all this, Quidam, what'd you get for your persuasion check?
Dirty 20.
Wow. Okay. Nice. So, Lovelace, you are getting closer to the store, stalling this woman, as you say this to Melissa, Quidam, and you, Quidam, are starting to kind of hear Lovelace's voice, like muffled, but you can kind of hear it in the street on the other side of the building, clearly kind of talking to someone of authority. And Melissa looks at you.
I am gonna do something here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna turn back around. Pavu, could you bring our friend out here, please?
Well, as you're saying that, Melissa goes, God damn it, Quidam. Fine. And Pavu comes out, pokes his head out the door. What was that?
We're leaving now. Into the
Alright.
wagon.
Okay.
Go.
He goes in. You hear him speaking. You hear some crunching of wood and glass kind of shattering. And you see this big green hand onto the side of the wood. And Melissa kind of staggers back. Oh, my dear. And it onto the mud as Lovelace, you and this captain are starting to approach the front of the building. So, Quidam, with you, Pavu, and Melissa, you're all gonna try to get this thing into the wagon
Yep.
before they round the corner.
Yep.
Here we go. What kind of, we'll call this is a skill, well, this is kind of a skill challenge. I'll say you can choose the skill you want to use, but it needs to make sense. So
Sure.
what is the skill you use to try to get this thing into the wagon? It has to, like, you have to justify it.
I am gonna jump into the wagon ahead of it.
Okay.
This is full of various medicines, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Melissa
Yeah.
was doing a round.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna take some bandages and some useful ointments in what's the word I want? I'm so nervous. Not anesthesia. Actually, let's go anesthesia.
Like, oh, you're gonna try to like knock it out, like.
I was looking for antibacterial.
Okay,
but,
yeah, but you want something to clean the wounds? Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to like be doing that as it's getting into the wagon?
Yeah, and like show both the troll and Pavu. I can help you heal faster if you come in here. I can get this on you.
Okay, go ahead and what check are you making?
Like a medicine.
Medicine check? Okay, go ahead, make a medicine check. And Pavu, you're communicating as Pavu is frantically trying to communicate back as this troll is now grabbing onto the back of the cart, and you can hear in front the nervous like as the donkey is kind of like getting all upset and the cart's starting to sag. Go ahead and make your medicine check.
15.
15. Okay. It's starting to put its big meaty hands into the back of this cart and pulling itself in, kind of crushing some of these medicine vials. And you hear Melissa go, ah, ah, and she kind of like gingerly goes up behind it and it's like trying to like push it up into the cart. And as its arm is there, it's looking at you and it's looking like it's about to like really go kind of frantic to get in and start breaking everything. And Pavu's frantically speaking to it, and you're holding out this vial with these bandages, and it kind of stops for a moment. And it kind of nods its head towards you.
I will approach.
Okay? And it holds its hand up and starts pulling into the cart. And you're able to start wrapping a bandage around, applying some ointments to it, and you can see the wounds seem to be taking to it almost. Like they're starting to activate almost. Like these wounds are starting to close up a little faster, and it's seeming to be a little calmer as it's pulling itself in. As you're calmly talking to it, applying these bandages, this medicine, and it's at this point as the last moment, as you just see the little nubs of its legs kind of behind the tarp that closes shut, and Melissa's standing there nervously looking back towards Pavu and Lovelace.
I'm also bringing people in through the front of the...
Through the front, okay.
Through the front.
Okay,
Like,
so...
Like, talking loudly, it's like, okay, we're going in now. Because I don't know where they are.
Nah.
Antiseptic, that's the word I think you're
That
looking
is
for.
the word I was
Antiseptic,
looking
yes.
for. Thank you.
Thank you, Nesio Squid. So as you open the doors to go into the now completely trashed butcher shop, and you can see both doors are open in the back, and as you enter Lovelace, you see Melissa in the back of the cart there. Melissa locks eyes with you as you are entering, and she looks over your shoulder, seeing all these flaming fists starting to come in behind, and she just and like scurries out of the way as Pavu runs over towards the donkey and Melissa scurries up on the cart, and they start moving the cart away slowly as these flaming fists come in through the front door. And Quidam, you can hear, and Lovelace, obviously you hear, but you hear the captain walk through and go, "My gods, what is it? You said that this some watery tentacle is the thing that is responsible for all this?"
I don't know about this.
As the cart starts to go around the front through the mud, Quidam, as you kind of poke out through watching the butcher shop leaving out of sight, you can see multiple flaming fists standing out front, kind of curiously look towards this cart that's leaving the butcher shop. And you start taking the troll out of town. As Lovelace, you deal with all of these flaming fists to try to convince them what happened here.
I'm just playing dumb at this point. I'm just like, this is unlike anything that we've seen. Like, I'm
That's
just some
the truth.
poor dumb rube who's taken upon themselves to be private investigator. But I don't know what's going on as good as all you folks do.
Yeah, the guard just at this point, like, well, make a deception check for me for this, as you are.
What am I deceiving about exactly?
What you're saying that you don't know what happened here, right? I think you have a pretty good idea of what happened here.
Right. Maybe like the way that I'm trying to do it is like I'm trying to be like, oh, like let's investigate or like see how like that got knocked over first. I think that like maybe somebody picked the lock here and like walked through things like that and like knock that over then.
So you're telling the guard what you did.
I mean, stuff like that, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I think it's still a deception check. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Cool.
That's my assessment.
I mean, I can't roll worth nothing. It's a 9.
Yeah. Essentially, what this will boil down to is they're basically going to be keeping you there all day, and like grilling you about everything. Yeah. And this whole place starts swarming with guards as they just start pouring over everything. And I think the real consequence here is that the captain brings you back to basically one of the barracks at the Basilisk Gate, and brings in a higher up to talk with you about everything. We don't have to go through it all, but basically you and Quidam are going to be separated for the rest of the day, and you'll
Poor
probably...
Otto! Oh no, poor Otto!
You're going to miss Otto's shift, so you're going to be kept there late into the night. So Quidam, you don't know what happened to Lovelace, but as you... Yeah?
Can we go north? I feel like that's the quickest way out of town.
Yeah, so we don't have to play this whole thing out. I'm happy to kind of montage this, but what's your plan, Quidam? Is you, Melissa, and Pavu, where Melissa is just kind of grumbling the whole time as a lot of her medicine and supplies in there has been crushed by this massive troll. But what is it you want to do?
Quick prayer to Corellin.
Okay.
Thanking him for being on our side in all this chaos.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose tell Pavu and Melissa that north seems easiest. What is north? Is it just... What's the geography immediately north of town?
Here, I'll bring up the map here. Directly north it's just a lot of open plains and kind of chaparral. And it does go into, I mean, if you go really far, it goes into an area called the Fields of the Dead, but you'd have to go like pretty far for that. So probably like 5 miles to 10 miles north. It's just open plains and chaparral kind of.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, again, unless you want to really like play everything out, I think you are able to get out of the city Especially if you're going, if you're going north, especially looking at the Baldur's Gate map here. Let me just check. I'm actually, let me check to make sure you're not going through any checkpoints.
Well, that was kind of my thought.
Yeah,
North's the only way that there isn't checkpoints as far as I know.
Yeah, you're fine, because you'd basically be going along that path that you and Lovelace have walked along a few times on the outside of the wall, and then going up through the Blackgate neighborhood, and then continuing going north towards Waterdeep, which is hundreds of miles away. But you take the cart away. How far do you want to go into the city? Like 5 miles, 10 miles?
Yeah, probably specifically out of sight.
Oh yeah, easy enough.
The city. I'm all right with walls being visible, but not buildings.
Okay, so you probably go like, I mean, if you still are okay with seeing the walls, you probably only go 1.5 miles to 2 miles out of the city, and you eventually start to get to a point where the farms start to become less until eventually you do get into what is more wilderness with just the coastway running north before you. And there's just these kind of large broad-leafed oak trees around with the green grasses growing on either side of this massive dirt road that is the coastway. And you peel open that tarp, let this troll crawl out as its legs are starting to function a little more now. They're kind of like smaller. You can actually see a joint of a knee, and like little tiny feet have formed, but it's still kind of doing this really odd, almost grotesque, like walking on its legs as it's pulling itself towards the edge of the road. And it does get to the edge of the road next to one of these trees, and it kind of stops and looks over towards the three of you.
Pavu, can you ask it its name?
Yeah. I have to find out what his name is.
He looks towards this troll and calls out to it, and it looks back.
Zulyafi. Doruntav.
And it off into the brush away from you. He looks towards you.
He says thanks. Zulyafi was the name.
Zulyafi. Thank you. I call after them.
Okay. Whew. And with that, it is probably pretty late into the day at this point, with all of that going down.
I have like an objective to talk to Vivian privately when I can. It sounds like I won't be able to do that anytime soon.
Ooh.
But like, I think we need to check in and get our story straight.
Okay.
I don't know if there's
it's gonna be real tricky to be able to talk to Vivian. She was taken to the hospital.
Yeah.
Well, actually, honestly though, like when you ask about it, she wasn't taken to the hospital. She was taken to her home, where healers were brought directly to her home. So getting to Vivian.
Vivian or Livian?
Sorry, Livian. Thank you.
Livian.
Okay.
I've been writing it wrong in my notes.
Livian, getting to Livian. I mean, you're welcome to try. It would be a persuasion check to the captain to allow you to go speak with Livian, and you'd be escorted there. Do you want to try?
Wait. Hold up.
Yeah.
Features and traits. No, description. There's like, okay. Background: criminal contact. You have a reliable and trustworthy contact who acts as your liaison to a network of other criminals.
Okay.
You know how to get messages to and from your contact, even over great distances. specifically local messengers, corrupt caravan masters, and CD sailors who can deliver messages for you.
Perfect.
I would like to
Yes.
send a message to Livian.
You can do that, and I will say that there is a flaming fist guard at where you're being held at the Basilisk Gate, like the barracks at the Basilisk Gate, where you're being questioned and basically detained for the day as they're just grilling you. Basically, like, they're suspicious. They think that you are somehow involved, and they're trying to get this out of you. But you recognize one of the guards. Like basically one of the interrogators leaves the room, and you're there behind the bars, and you see the guard that's keeping watch over you, and you recognize this individual as someone who's
a guild
corrupt,
member?
basically. Yeah, as a guild member. Yeah.
Okay, so the message, oh god, it's like, let me hash this out real quick. So
Yeah,
I know that it's in Livian's interest to get me out of the Flaming Fist's hands.
Yeah.
And so I think what would be advantageous for her is for her to summon me to speak to me ASAP
Okay.
in order to like spring me out of here. And something along the lines of like, they don't know about the source. And if you'd like to keep it that way,
Okay.
you should do this.
Okay. So you tell all this to this guard, and they kind of gruffly nod, and you hear them shout down the hall towards somebody.
Hey, I need to take a piss. Come take a watch over this one.
And you see another guard come in, post up as they leave. After some time, they return, and they just kind of knowingly look at you and nod, and then go back to their post. Quite some time passes, maybe like an hour and a half, until eventually this like young teenage teenage girl comes into the hallway with relatively nice, not quite as nice clothing as the Bluesker family folks were wearing, but you can see that they have the colors of the Guthmirs and the Guthmir words fail me. Family crest. Thank you. As she comes in and kind of bows to the guard and looks up. Lady Livian has requested that Lovelace be brought directly to her home. She would like to thank her personally for saving her. She has given her full story to the Flaming Fist, and they are made aware of this.
Of course.
And he unlocks, opens the bars, and she starts escorting you out past the captain, who gruffly nods at you as you leave. And you are taken out into the streets of the outer city and up towards the inner city. And Lovelace, you are brought through one of the private Patriarch gates in the Bloom Ridge neighborhood. I believe this would be like the Manorborn gate. And you see there are the watch guarding there with their black uniforms. And as they approach, you see this porter essentially like flashes a little badge, and you recognize that it's one of those letters of entry. And they step aside, opening this beautiful wooden gate into the upper city, with this like intricate little stone staircase that you had to kind of clop up. And they let you through, and you start walking through the Manorborn district. And this is, I don't know, have you ever been in the Manorborn neighborhood, do you think? Like, have you ever done a job there?
I think like illicitly, like doing like some kind of like illegal midnight delivery somewhere, just like maybe once or twice.
Okay, so this is not your first time, but it is opulent, to say the least. There are just beautiful, well, I guess that is, of course, subjective, but basically everything here speaks of privilege and wealth. You can even see that whereas in the outer city, everything is lit by, these oil lamps that kind of leave these greasy trails of smoke. If not oil lamps, are lit by, big torches on some sides of the buildings. But in here, you notice that in some of the glass-cased lamp casings, that the light has this strange kind of arcane glow. So some of the lights here seem to not even be oil. They seem to be magical in nature, and they are much brighter and more luminous as the sun is starting to go down at this point. And you are led to this. Well, honestly, it is an impressive home, but looking at the ones next to it, this one seems to be kind of crowded out and a bit smaller. You can see the garden is not as well maintained. You even see there are some dead shrubs in the yard. And as you go through the door and brought up into the private chambers of Livian, you can see there is a cleric there with the holy symbol around their neck, just kind of sitting in a small chair next to her, keeping an eye on her. She sees you enter and looks towards the cleric. You get out. Sits back in her bed. These big plush pillows on this dark wood bed, and the room itself is a bit stuffy as you go inside. All right, you. And she gestures for you to come in as the door slams behind you.
Oh boy. What a day.
What a day.
What a day.
They don't know anything?
We got it out of the city, presumably. I think they think it's some sort of burglary.
Good.
But your secret's safe. The Healers Guild has taken a considerable risk and expenses today to keep your secret.
Make a persuasion check.
Quidam,
Intimidation check.
this
It could be actually intimidation is fair.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Make an
Yeah,
intimidation check. Thank you, Claire.
intimidation wisdom? Can I spin it
No.
somehow?
You can use your strength. if
Not 20!
you- Oh! Oh, wow.
Roll well on the get paid for a job. Finally.
Should have known. Fine, what do you want?
Expenses for costs that we incurred today, and a favor.
Very well. What are the expenses? How much do we owe you?
We'll bill you once we finish tallying it. Favor to be determined later.
Fine. Well, you know how to contact me.
I do.
I expect you to keep this between us.
It won't leave the Healers Guild.
It better not. Because if it does, you saw who I know too.
Yep. I'm glad we understand each other.
You don't want me contacting the local kingpin of Stony Eyes now, do you?
Of course not.
Good. Good.
Nice garden. And walks out.
Okay. Wow. Oh, wow. Excellent work, Lovelace. This is amazing. Jeez. Yeah, you are escorted out of her home, and the same teenage girl takes you. Yeah, she's gonna gesture and guide you back towards that Manorborn gate and let you through. Okay. Wow, I was not expecting that.
Whoa! that funny's come through.
Oh, thanks, Squid. Yeah, I like to make eye contact with the camera. Just really let you know.
Yeah.
Stare into your soul. Wow. Okay, so that was well played. You really, yeah. Honestly, with that, because you pulled out that background ability, which is awesome. You get out of there probably like, we'll say like right at 6. Like right as the sun is yeah, actually, because let's see, right, it's springtime, so yeah, the sun's probably set at this point. It is just set. It's about 6 o'clock, and Quidam, you have just made it back into the Stony Eyes district and part ways with Melissa and Pavu, unless you want to say anything to them specifically.
I want to fill them in on all of the stuff that's happened since Candlekeep, and including like clues that we have, leads that we're following. Like we think that Otto's the next victim, that we're speaking with him tonight. Like, essentially, if Lovelace and I die, the mission's gonna be fine.
Oh wow. Yeah, of course. Okay, so absolutely easy enough. You relay all of that to them. Melissa does have a word with you about all of her supplies, not all of them, but quite a bit of her supplies that have been smashed and destroyed, and just is like talking with you about like, I need to recruit this. Like, this is a big loss.
Makes a lot of sense.
But that'll be a problem for you to solve later. And we're just getting pretty close to 9 o'clock here, so I think we can kind of wrap this up by, I'm assuming, Quidam, are you gonna go back to Hawks and wait for Otto to leave?
Yeah, because I don't know where Lovelace is.
Okay.
And I have no way of contacting her.
And Lovelace, are you just booking it straight to Hamhawks?
I guess so.
Unless...
I would want to meet up with Quidam. Hamhawks is on the back burner.
Okay.
We didn't have any plan. We have no idea.
You have no idea where Quidam is.
Yeah.
You could go, wherever you think they might be, but yeah.
Okay. I'm assuming a lot. I'm assuming that we got it out of the city because I didn't hear about otherwise.
I mean, you were in the behind bars in that Basilisk Gate barracks for quite a while, and you didn't see a bunch of guards like running around or people shouting, so.
And I doubt they would have let me go, honestly. So, okay, if I was Quidam and I had just gotten a troll out of the city, where would I go?
I love this. You're sitting as the sun has gone down and there's this orange sky before you. You're sitting at the top of the hill in the Bloom Ridge district. You can see the harbor below, and this thick fog bank is starting to billow in from the sea towards Baldur's Gate to just engulf the lower city. And you're having this thought of, where would Quidam go?
Bless their heart. They would go meet Otto. They'd try to keep that date. And so me as a player, I actually wasn't paying attention, and I don't know what you just said or where you would go. So that's my guess.
That is where Quidam is going. So you go trotting through the city back towards Hamhawks, and as you are exiting through the Basilisk Gate, you don't have to pay a toll because you're leaving the city, and you pop out and make your way towards Hamhawks. You can see that Quidam is waiting across the street,
leaning against the wall, absolutely wiped, probably kind of gray, still covered in blood from this morning.
Oh my god.
That was only this morning, still clutching my chicken.
You still have your chicken?
My chicken.
For those of you that didn't see last episode, it is a dead chicken that they bought in Hamhawks this morning. So you have just this dead chicken.
It is probably looking a bit rough.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that it didn't end up in the troll's mouth.
That's fair. Well, we'll say that somehow you managed to keep it from the troll. It didn't notice that you had this chicken. Maybe you had it tucked away. This poor dead chicken was tucked away. Yeah, so Lovelace, you see Quidam there, and you're able to both meet up.
I think I try to sneak up and then be like, hey.
Make a stealth check.
Yeah, I will.
May I voluntarily take a -2 to my passive perception because I am white?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
I got a total of a 10, so I'm back to rolling lows.
You hear some hooves clapping up to you, Quidam, and look over. Well, not clapping, actually. You because you are trying to be stealthy, so you just hear like a little bit of crunching of gravel next to you, like maybe 5 feet away, and you look over and you see that Lovelace is like mid trying to lower a hoof down slowly.
Place.
Hey, Quidam. Hey, friend.
Hey. Any bounties on your head? You didn't, like, I don't know, break out of somewhere?
Yeah, about that. We have a patriarch that owes us a favor and will pay for all of today's expenses. Livian's made a full recovery. Where is the troll? Where?
You just see one like person walking by, just kind of looking at you, and
In this game of
Oh, no,
Where's
yeah,
the
they
Troll cards that we are playing.
It's fine, as far as I know. I'm waiting for Otto.
Hey, bless your heart. I knew you would be.
Yeah, I want to go to bed.
Yep. Well, what are the chances of 2 butcher shops hiding dark secrets?
Unfortunately, I think pretty high given the
Yeah.
circumstances.
I was trying to make a joke. Now you say that, I feel like a ass. Forgive the pun.
Can you wait here for Otto while I go tell? Or do you want to go to the dock side or my parents?
Sorry, what were we meeting Otto for? I don't...
Not a date. He's in danger. He shouldn't go home. He shouldn't go back to work.
Yeah.
We think he's the Slytherin Tracker's next target.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. We can tell him that.
We're also being followed. Maybe we should go to Dockside. I don't want to put my parents in danger. I still have this chicken, Lovelace. I was going to give it to my parents as like a slight apology of along the lines, I'm sorry that you suddenly have 3 more people for dinner.
Quidam, you could just go home. I can talk to Otto.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, they can't follow both of us, right? Keep them on their toes.
Do you want the chicken?
No, I really don't.
It's filthy now.
Yeah.
It's got the packages been torn and
Quidam, you should not eat that chicken.
no, I shouldn't. It's also been outside. I haven't cooked it. It's been hours. I should go home.
Quidam,
I
why
really
don't you
think
go
I
home?
should.
All right, I'll just
Okay.
have a quick chat with Otto. We can touch it up in the morning. If
I'm
the
gonna go home.
okay, go ahead.
Thanks.
all right. And Quidam, you head home as Lovelace. You wait there, and it doesn't take long as it's late in the day, and eventually you see that door swing open, and see and see the gangly form of Otto step out with his like butcher robes kind of over his shoulder, kind of stretches and like walking down the steps and starts walking. Actually, no, yeah, he starts walking towards the outer city, towards Norchapel. And I'm assuming you're gonna trot up
Yeah.
and meet up with him.
Just sidle on up.
And as you sidle on up to speak with him, and we see the kind of the orange sky turning into purple above, with the fog is starting to kind of billow overhead, these thick, wispy clouds. We will end tonight's session there with you trotting up next to Otto as he kind of gets a little startled by you approaching. And yeah, that's where we'll end tonight.
That session, Nathan. Oh my god. That could have gone bad in so many ways.
Yeah, I was basically that came down to that one roll at the end of you getting the troll in the cart. And I mean, you were coming up with solutions, so I was letting you try them, and yeah. I'm glad you had fun. I had a lot of fun too.
I honestly did not know that Livian was a patriarch. I thought she was just a down on her luck butcher's shop owner.
Yeah. No, she's a patriarch.
This was as intense as the Knoll encounter for me.
Are you kidding? This was so much more intense. I had to talk to people. I didn't get to roll a single attack.
Also, real quick, I want to just acknowledge, I haven't seen you before in chat. I just want to say hello to, what is it? Eldrad Youth. Ulthrin. Eldrad Ulthrin. Yes, thank you so much for joining us. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And welcome, yeah.
Chat was on fire this evening.
Yes, it was. Thank you, everybody. It was super fun. So, wait, sorry. I got distracted by that. So, Claire, you said this was as intense as the Knolls. What did you say, Olive? That this was more or less?
When we roll initiative, I feel like I have some degree of control over the situation. At no point tonight did I feel like things were under control.
No. But that's what was making it so good.
It was just bad. When Quidam, when you're like, I'm just gonna let the troll go, I was like, okay, here we go. I'm getting ready to this troll's gonna wreak havoc on the outer city.
Or like me catching the burnt flaming fist like right before he went in.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, that was. I have a hard time thinking on my feet like socially like that. So that was.
You did great.
Yes, you did amazing.
You bought so much time.
Oh.
Well, anyways, with all of that, we can do more of this when we do our post-mortem at the end of this adventure, which I think will be coming in maybe 2 episodes. We'll see. I know I've kind of said that last
That's
time.
what you said 2 episodes ago.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
You said 2 or 3 episodes last episode.
2 or 3. You're right.
so-
I said 2 or 3.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, hey, but when y'all go to sleep, you're leveling up. So,
Thank God.
yes. So get ready. You're all going to be leveling up. That should be pretty exciting. And then we'll see what happens.
Lovelace, did you have like 2 days at this level?
Lovelace.
Something like that?
Place?
Or not Lovelace, Quidam? Like, how long has it been since our last level up?
No.
It was like the Knoll
No,
fight.
you leveled up in Candlekeep,
Candlekeep.
which was that was on the
Monday?
yeah. Well,
Okay.
no, it's been about 5 days. You left Candlekeep like on Greengrass, I think.
Yeah. And then took us 6 days to get back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so it's been 7, I suppose. Oh yeah, you have the
I
calendar.
have the calendar. We're
Yeah.
there. So
Only 1 week at level. What level are we? Level 3?
Uh-huh.
each time you fight a creature that rhymes with "ol," did you fight another creature that rhymes? Oh no, troll,
and
no.
troll.
Quasit doesn't really rhyme with.
Wait,
ol.
what else ends with ol? What should we go pick a fight with?
Anyways, on that note, I'm gonna end this episode. Bye, everybody. So
Bye,
nice
everybody.
to see you all. Good night.